Young Thug YSL RICO trial could be over soon, simply due to the prosecutors against Young Thug making the judge so angry, and because they're not even doing their jobs correctly. As it would be reported, the judge in Young Thug's trial was just arguing with the state because they were unprepared with evidence.
That's too late. The evidence is excluded. The evidence is excluded. I'm going to exclude because I told you that this was going to happen. No. We're excluding that. This is the last. I am not going to tolerate this any further. If you don't get together with your colleagues and flag issues and resolve them promptly, and if I have to take them up, remember, I can exclude them. We'll work the weekends, or we'll do a combination of both. So this time, I'm going to exclude those two sections.
There's nothing.
I'm not going to have any more discussion about this, madam. I'm not. I don't. Well, you know what?
And I attempted to try to talk to them earlier this week.
Well, then that's why we have to.
The court punishes the state because the defense.
I'm not punishing anybody.
As even right before this, the prosecutors did something that they're not even allowed to do inside a court, as it would be reported that Young Thug and his defense team's reaction to the DA asking a witness, "Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?" happened inside of the courtroom.
You said you now know who Jeffrey Williams is. Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?
No, I know who he is.
Hold on, madam. Hold on. All right.
As obviously you are not allowed to ask a witness on the stand that question. Even a viral comment would share, "What I want to understand is, are they trying to waste his time and make him spend years in there without having any evidence to weigh against him?" Which is exactly what they are doing. However, online lawyers expect Thug's lawyer to make a move for his release soon. As a report would read, expect Young Thug's legal team to push for a mistrial. The rapper's lawyers have clearly won over the jury, while the prosecutors provided little to zero evidence thus far, as the jury has loved all of the actions made by Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele. Even Brian Steele made Young Thug cry a little bit inside of court, as his lawyer Brian would put his life on the line for his client Young Thug, as stated by himself inside of court.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if true, that's a pretty serious accusation.
If true, I'll right now. How about that, Judge Glanville?
Your Honor, I object to this.
I don't care about her objection. I'm speaking with the
Your
court.
Honor, I object.
I'm
I'd like to
speaking
level
with
an
the court.
objection.
Okay.
I'm speaking
Let
with
him
the
finish,
court.
and then you can state your.
My point is,
making it very obvious to Young Thug that he made the right decision with his lawyer staff, and all Young Thug fans should be absolutely over the moon with Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele. He is putting his entire career on the line for his client, and it's definitely showing inside of the courtroom, as Brian Steele has been very angry inside of this courtroom, as well as with the judge on how they are treating Young Thug. It would be announced Young Thug's lawyer is fed up, and he calls the judge in this case biased against either him or his client, once again throwing his entire career on the line for Young Thug here, calling out a judge.
want to move the case, but when the court, it gives me no pleasure in saying this. I believe that this honorable court is biased against Mr. Williams and or his counsel, and I ask you to consider recusing yourself, or don't do this again to me. This is inappropriate to me. I respect you, but what am I supposed to do? Sit there while you do this? I didn't do anything wrong. I did exactly what you teach me to do and the courts teach me to do.
All right.
But instead, no, I gotta finish this. Then I get told to this court says by Prosecutor Love that I'm not being candid with the court and I'm misrepresenting because Mr. Bean never went to the hospital at Grady on September 11, 2013, and Miss Love has a document on her desk to prove it.
As Young Thug's lawyer is completely right in the situation. If it wasn't for the judge dragging the trial forward, it would already be over. We're even seeing tweets like, "This YSL RICO trial doesn't even seem real. Either Thug is snitching low-key or he paid everyone off in the situation." As if this is the first ever court case that you're following along with every single day. This is not how court cases usually go inside of the courtroom. It is not like this at all. As even during the trial today, a YSL lawyer called out the state prosecutor for talking the ears off of a donkey, which is something you never hear inside of a courtroom.
For giving me the moment to speak. Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop so that opposing counsel can speak.
Which obviously the state prosecutor wouldn't appreciate at all, where she would then stand up and begin arguing with a judge and even an officer that was standing by. Then all while everyone inside of the courtroom is arguing back and forth, Young Thug was seen trading his snacks with another YSL member, making it very clear that not only will the YSL RICO trial take over a year to end, but no one is taking it serious other than Brian Steele and Young Thug. This is then when it was time for Thug's lawyer to take control and make everyone focus on the task at hand. Once again, putting his entire career on the line, he would go out and call the Atlanta Police Department out for lying about evidence against Thug. It reads, "Your Honor, as my eyes roll, I'm about to show you why I don't believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all."
I have
No recording of whom?
Detective Lewis at the hospital, Grady Hospital, September 11, 2013, meets with Walter Murphy. And Your Honor, as my eyes roll out of my head, I'm about to show you why I do not believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all. This is served in discovery. I will mark it Mr. Williams C and D. And then you tell me if I'm supposed to believe the allegations from the state of Georgia.
Brian Steele doing this inside of court would end up causing a major scene inside of the courtroom. This is where things got very heated, and let me explain. So the judge would then call out Young Thug's attorney for stating that the Atlanta Police Department lies about the evidence, as that is an extremely bold claim to make inside of the courtroom. Making the statement that an entire police department is lying about evidence could affect Brian Steele's job in the future.
Well,
Not conceding that?
well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't heard anything that would indicate that's truth.
Yeah, well,
you have a good faith basis to ask that.
You haven't heard anything of who he spoke with. That's my point.
That's the point.
He spoke
But
with
you all can't. But you two, neither one of you can proffer that.
Judge.
It's not proper, Mr. Steele.
No. Listen.
It's not. It would be a violation before me for you to put that in front of this jury.
In the September 17, 2000.
You are saying to the court that you have a belief that there is another statement out there. There's not.
How can you say that?
Because it hasn't been brought up. If it gets brought up, then we'll correct it at that point in time. But right now, I'm going to direct you not to inquire that line. You don't have a basis to do so.
As the evidence they're discussing is all based around Adrian Bean. The Atlanta Police Department are trying to use evidence against Thug that Adrian told them in 2013. However, now in present day at 2024, Adrian says he no longer remembers giving them the evidence over a decade ago. The original report goes and reads, "Keep in mind, unlike Trontavious, Adrian is not bound by a plea deal. He was a part of a 2013 crime where 4 people were involved, but 1 escaped and was never caught. They need Bean to snitch on Young Thug on the stand like he did in 2013, but now he refuses, as Adrian originally snitched on Young Thug in 2013, but the police took over a decade to start the RICO trial, so now Adrian has allegedly now forgot about the crime."
After you answer the question, which you have to do,
Because I don't remember nothing that happened in 2013. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I understand. What I have to do is ask you some questions and determine what you do and don't remember. So, what is your response as to whether or not you recognize the images shown in Defendant's Exhibit number 8?
I don't remember.
All right. And I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit number 81. Do you recognize what's shown there?
No, ma'am.
All right. What about number 101 for Defendant Exhibits?
You see a car, but I don't remember it.
Okay, that's fine. Is your answer the same for Defendant's Exhibit number 82, number 89, and Defendant's Exhibit 90?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, lots can happen within 11 years. The crime occurred in 2013. Some sources claim that YSL members could have paid Adrian and his family off to not snitch on Young Thug, but Adrian would go on to reveal why he actually did forget.
I really don't have any knowledge about 2013, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't really have any knowledge about 2013. Once I had went to prison and came home from prison and done my time, everything that happened in 2013 or whatever has been put behind me and set forth. So I've been, working and just doing my thing since I came home from prison. I don't have no knowledge of nothing that happened 10 years ago.
Why they are pressuring Adrian to snitch on Young Thug so badly is because they have no evidence against Young Thug. And if Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele can make a compelling case as to why they have no evidence, it is very likely that Young Thug will be released soon.